Hey, before you keep watching, I want you to think of one person for a second. Have you ever walked away from talking to someone and felt more confused about your own feelings than before the conversation even started? Like somehow you ended up apologizing for something you're still not sure you actually did. If a name just popped into your head, this video is for you. Psychologists actually have a name for a lot of what shows up in dynamics like this: gaslighting, a term that comes from a 1938 stage play. Later, a film where a husband slowly convinces his wife she's losing her mind. Today, psychologists use it to describe any pattern where someone consistently makes you doubt your own memory, feelings, or read of reality. Here's what's actually happening in your body while this is going on. When someone's reactions are unpredictable, warm one moment, distant, or cutting the next, your nervous system can't fully relax. It stays quietly braced, running a low-grade fight or flight response, even when nothing bad is technically happening in that exact moment. It's a bit like leaving a dozen apps open in the background on your phone. You're not using them, but they're still draining the battery. That's why you can leave time with this person feeling exhausted, even if nothing happened. That's not you being too sensitive. That's your nervous system quietly working overtime. So, what does this actually look like? Day to day, here are 5 signs, and some of them might surprise you. 1. You find yourself apologizing first, even in arguments. You didn't start. Not because you're always wrong, because keeping the peace has quietly become your job. 2. Your reality gets rewritten. You remember a conversation clearly, and somehow you're told it never happened that way, or never happened at all. 3. The good moments get bigger in your memory than they actually were, because they're rare enough to feel like relief. And that relief can look a lot like love from the outside. 4. Your friends have gently mentioned changes in you, that you seem smaller, quieter, more anxious, before you noticed it yourself. 5. You feel a genuine sense of relief when they cancel plans or aren't around, even if you'd never admit that part out loud. Here's the insight worth sitting with. You don't need them to admit any of this for it to be real. Trusting what your body and your gut are telling you isn't dramatic. It's information, and you're allowed to act on information, even before anyone else agrees with you. So if some of this landed for you, here's where to start. Small and in order. Step 1. Start writing things down. Not to build a case for anyone else, just so your own memory has a record that isn't dependent on someone else's version of events. Step 2. Practice one small reframe. Instead of asking, "What did I do wrong this time?" ask, "Is this a pattern or a one-time thing?" That's a bit of cognitive reframing, a small shift in the question that moves you from self-blame into simply gathering evidence, calmly, like a scientist, rather than a defendant. Step 3. Protect your energy in small doses first. That might just mean shortening one visit or not replying right away to one message. You don't have to make a big decision today. You just have to prove to yourself that a smaller boundary is survivable. I've heard almost the same sentence from so many different people. Once I finally said it out loud to someone else, it sounded so much worse than it felt when I was living it. That gap between how normal it feels day to day and how alarming it sounds out loud is usually the clearest sign of all. None of this means you have to make a big decision today. It just means you're allowed to trust what you've been noticing all along. And if any of this touches on something that feels unsafe, not just uncomfortable, please reach out to someone you trust or a professional who can help you navigate it safely. If this helped you put words to something you've been feeling, you know what to do. See you in the next one.